Welcome back, folks. MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be playing a Magda Brazen Outlaw combo historic Brawl 100 cards. So with Magda, when it gets tapped or any other dwarf, we create a treasure. And notably, we're playing for its sack 5 treasure, search your library for an artifact or a dragon, put it onto the battlefield. So what we're trying to do with the deck, we have a bunch of vehicles. So if we do this vehicle, so we have a bunch of vehicles that we can use to tap our creatures, and then from there we're able to get treasures every turn. So without attacking, we can use Magda to activate our vehicles. And then what we're doing is we search for Paradox Engine. And ideally, we have enough mana ramp. So we have a bunch of different mana ramp cards. We have stuff like Strixhaven Stadium, Skyclave Relic, Replicating Ring, Mind Stone. Basically, you want 4 mana each turn. So every spell you cast, you would generate 4 mana. With the Magda and the Paradox Engine, you can also generate mana that way. Every time you cast a spell, you untap your permanents. And what you do is you search for Ancestral Statue. With Statue, it enters the battlefield. You return an online permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you have 4+ mana every turn, you can just keep bouncing Statue back and forth from your hand, creating an infinite loop and infinite mana. You can also do infinite tutors. So with the tutors, there's a couple different ways you can win. There's the Strixhaven Stadium one. Basically put 10 counters on it. You can go Aetherworks Marvel or Aetherflux Reservoir. You can go Terror the Peaks and then tutor up all the dragons in your deck. You can also go Maskwood Nexus to make all your other things, both dragons and dwarfs, and you could combo kill them that way. So there's a few different ways to win from there. The rest of the cards in the deck are really support cards, either providing you ramp, card advantage of some sorts, or just a way to interact with your opponent's battlefield. So there's a couple ways to give haste as well. I pulled like a high level deck off like the random Google search, and then I tweaked it to my liking. So we'll give this a shot, see how it goes. This is one of the more big brainy decks. One thing Historic Brawl after the updates is they messed up and you start with 20 life instead of 25. So that might be a bit of a problem because we have less life to work with. We're not really interacting. But we'll give it a couple shots. Like Ghalta is going to be terrifying to start off with. So we'll do this as a quick one, and then we will... Okay, so we got the engine going, which is nice. Magda on 2, Harvester on 3. Still think we played that. 100 cards, turn 1 Llanowar Elf, always. So we can very well see a big dino very soon. Okay, you know what? We'll give it a shot, but I'm pretty close to dead here. The nice thing is I can block at least 1 or 2 times. We don't have any mana ramp either, so that might have been wrong on our part. We should have mulled more aggressively to a hand with mana ramp. But you can see here how they got turn 4 Ghalta. So we'll see how this goes. At least we can see with some of the interaction. So I can kill the Ugin, which doesn't really help. think we're just doing this. Scatterick. We can kill Gulta next turn. But without our engine cards, we're not going to do too well. Opponent had a really good draw. Mono green probably is an issue anyways, just because their creatures are chunky and puts on a lot of pressure. But, you know. Turn 3 Vivian, turn 4 Gulta is going to beat most decks. Yep. So I think we're just throwing our dragon in the way. I don't think we can't even really chump block too effectively here. Crashing Drawbridge. Actually, with Ugin out, we can cast all these things for pretty much free. So blow up Gulta. Wow, draw 12. Okay. Okay. Not bad. So I can go Workshop Assistant, but I need to sack a treasure, which I don't think we should do. The thing is, with their board... Okay, you know what? Let's just go to another game. We're not going to beat this. They can basically just keep casting Gulta for 2 mana. Their draw was fantastic. So one thing we noted there, we need to mulligan more aggressively to ramp early. Okay, so I think with this 20 life, this deck might not be feasible. Everybody's bringing out their aggro decks. Soul Guide, Chaos one. I think we mulligan this. Okay, I'll keep this. Weasel back. Happens to be a goblin. Interesting. Really want a line drop here. Naturally don't draw it. So this will let me tap. So what this does, this decoction module, when you go infinite, it's another way to return creatures to your hand and recast them. So it's an alternative. Even with, if you have Terror out, you can recycle and keep bouncing dragons if you don't have enough to deal all the damage. That's terrifying. Oh, no, no, no! Ah, I forgot to tap. I was talking. I forgot to attack. Or tap to attack. So we're gonna Lava Coil this turn. We gotta keep Krenko off the battlefield as much as possible. Okay, another land is nice. So that actually lets me net more mana afterwards, so let's go Lava Coil this. And it's Dwarf. Dwarf. So I could get rid of 2 treasures. I think we could come pretty close to popping off next turn. Because I get 2 treasures, then I could get 2 treasures. I could sack them to get Paradox Engine. I could cast the Aether Flux Reservoir, float the mana. Them using a Braid now is pretty good. So this gives +1/0. They can make other Goblos. So this can also plus. So I don't think we're interested here in blocking. They could pump again. If they didn't kill our thing, we would have been actually in a pretty good spot. So, Aether Flux. What do I have in the graveyard? Nothing fantastic. So I can power up the Skyclave Skiff. We're like a turn behind. We needed that other dwarf. We're going to be just a little short here because now I'm somewhat forced to block. Oh, geez. Yeah, now we definitely have to block. I think we're dead anyways. So one thing, I think we need a couple more dwarves in our deck. No, stop. Stop. It's 4, 6, just tell me if I'm dead. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna add a couple dwarves to the deck. Magda Brawl. Dwarf. Helps if I spell right. We don't roll dice. We already have a Rimrock. I guess we could just go some 7 dwarves. Actually, this is pretty good because we can create treasures. I want like cheap ones. Actually, you are pretty useful. Okay, I think that's fine. Can get rid of Wellspring. Can get rid of Key to the City. Probably play a couple. There's no like 1 mana ones which really suck. Play 3 7 dwarves. We're not going to take extra turns. We have enough win cons. Workshop Assistant. Lithoform engine. Okay, let's try it like that. Let's go a bit beefier. I want to try to get the combo off at least once. If they didn't kill our thing that turn, we would have been able to pop off. Because we would have created the 2 treasure, and then we would have been able to create the loop. Very timely Abrade. I don't know why we're getting paired up against the Golos tier, but is what it is. I think in the dark we can keep this. Opponents on that, no fun. I actually want to take out Hardikirin because I realize the crew cost is 3, not 2. But it's a cheap vehicle, so we probably still play it. Because the other one is the 4 mana 6/1 trample haste that crews for 1. Well, this is probably going to be a tough matchup. Generally, Big Chandra is like mono red aggro. Okay, so our turn's going to be next turn we play Mind Stone, then we go Chromatic Funeral Longboat. Oh, they have their Magda. So then we go Chromatic. And then next turn I could go Magda. This does let them get an attack, which is a bit unfortunate, but... So I can't quite play that. I can Chaos Wand. So if I do this, I can get the treasure, but I want to keep the treasures, so we'll just play out Skirk here. What do? You give something haste. You're playing with like a bunch of bad dwarves just because of the synergy. So let's see what they exile first. So I think given that they hit the lava coil, I don't want to activate this at regular speed. I'll trade with the Magda here. So I'll activate treasure. So they are going to be able to hit my longboat here, which is unfortunate. That will take them off another piece of mana. Interesting. I think in that case they should have gone... Ooh, Amber's nice. They're a little strapped on mana. We'll have 3 treasures, and we can start playing off the top of their library. So they hit lands. interested to see what they have. This might be removal for the longboat. Yep. You got me, opponent. Soul Guide doesn't really do too much. Let's see what we hit. Oh no, it gives him the ability. Damn it. I forgot about that. So what can I get next turn? We're also just getting to the point where Chandra's upticks. Will kill us. Oh, they just have Banefire. Oops. We keep getting like close, but not quite there. And it might just be a case this deck's too slow. Like, we would have had 5 life more in a normal situation. Yeah, we'll keep this. I like the hand, so there's no point mulliganing. Just gonna have that come into play tapped. They are on Vorinclex. Command Tower's an interesting one. We'll see what they do. Do they have a fight spell? Looks like it. Too far behind. Give us one more, see if we can do anything with it. Ultimately, I think we're too short on like untapped tap shenanigans. We've yet to be able to get to 5 treasure in a fast enough manner. If we're facing Omnath, we're also probably going to be in a bad spot. The algorithm is really weird this go around. Okay, let's try this. We have Goldspan. Also have the Lava Coil. We don't have a tap mechanic, but I think we're okay. Opponent does get to go first, which is a bit unfortunate. Could potentially see turn 3 Omnath. I think having our 1 piece of 4 damage removal. So they go Omnath. We'll kill Omnath, attack in, create a treasure. And then we're probably going to go Goldspan Dragon. Rada. No lines on top. Frostbite's nice. So I can do you to create a treasure, but I think just going to the skies makes more sense here. This also potentially lets us Meteor Golem on the Omnath. I do want to take this off the table. Ooh, ECD. I'd really rather if you didn't. I think we need to keep the treasure here. Ooh, longboat's perfect. Okay, so do this. Attack. Then we do this. Dwarf. We do have to sack a treasure here, but I want to get this under the Elspeth Conquers Death tax. They haven't played a land yet. Of course, Evolving Wilds. Annoying. They will get their Rada back next turn, which is going to let them consistently hit lions. Terror Mount Velis. So I do think we need to take off Omnath here. We don't have... Oh, what I can do... Oh, that was pretty good from them. Get the free cast. I can get Terror the Peaks, and then I can cast Drakuseth if I hit a land. Cure is fine. Mox Amber's nice. Okay, so Funeral, Longboat, these two. Let's see what we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get Paradox Engine. Where are you, Paradox? Okay, my blind. Forsaken Monument. Oh, there it is. So red. Tap. Tap. Sacrifice, search your library for put it into your hand, and shuffle. So I think we're doing this. We get a cheap artifact. Arcane Signet. Stop. I'm taking game actions. No, I don't have enough. That was dumb. Okay, I didn't know what I was doing. No!
I know what must be done.
With Kiora, I don't think we had a chance because it's going to tap everything. I had to try to go that turn. I don't think it makes a difference. We needed one more cheap artifact. Was there anything that could have created a... Oh no, I should have got Ancestral Statue. With Statue, I had enough mana to loop, so I should have done that. Yep, that was my error. I think we mulligan. Sure. Statue, I think we would have been able to. Asuka, it's a bit annoying. Dwarf. I actually can't win at this point. Okay, one more. I don't think this deck's gonna really cut it in the end. Tried a couple different versions of it. So we have Cold Steel Heart, Crashing Drawbridge. I think we need a... Okay. Well, we got the Paradox Engine in hand. So Emery's just like the super more consistent version of this deck. Want to kill Emery as much as possible. Didn't have enough to Lantern and do that. So... think we are... just gonna go Palladium Mirror here. If we draw a land, it lets me... I could engine anyways next turn. But if we draw a land, then we can really kind of pop off. Well, they found their engine. No, I had to specify. Okay, so go to combat. So I can cast this. I only get 2 mana though, so I think we save it for next turn because it's a free cast. Next turn we kind of go off. What we do with it, who knows? But they also go off. They currently don't have a way to loop. Okay, still no loop. So they're just gonna ramp here. They have 1 mana. Yeah, you can see where Emery just letting you fuel the value. Oh, they can draw their deck now? Okay, let's see what they do. I guess they could only do this for as much that resides in the graveyard, so they can draw 6. Okay, they just go Scrap Trawler here. Okay, now they can draw their deck. So with this, they basically loop it, they can untap, they draw their deck. So we are a turn slow there, they just kind of went off. Overall, the deck kind of didn't do anything. It's an idea, but we saw in that last game just how much more efficient Emery is. The fact that you need to tap or just play objectively bad cards in this deck doesn't really help. I think even that game against Omnath, I didn't have enough mana to net positive in terms of doing a loop. That's the deck. Let me know what you think, if you've built it other ways, if you had success. But like I said, don't think this is where we need to be at it with it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one and catch you next time.